Hey Rangers, today we have the Whis web exclusive of the Dragon Ball Super range, and let's jump it straight into it. First of all, we can see Whis here with his like kind of pose, another kind of face. You have Whis in the middle in the window display. You have Whis on there. On the back you have like all the different poses, so it says like Whis, like what you get with Beerus. You don't get Beerus with him, but you get a picture with him. Whis there. Nothing at the top, and Whis at the bottom. So let's open this bad boy and have a look inside. And here he is, here is Whis, and this is not a bad figure. The hair really stands out on this one, as well as this kind of ring. So when we look at the hair, it goes straight up and around. Kind of reminds me of Johnny Bravo. When we look at his eyes, they kind of, I don't know, I'm guessing they feel a little bit soft, like, I know I can destroy you, but I can't be bothered. I really like this kind of ring, like kind of like halo ring thing that he's got, and I really like this kind of like shield wise. It's not a shield, but it just looks like it from like say the Power Ranger line. The colour of the gold is really nice, and it does stand out, as well as the orange here. We can see that it's a like kind of sparkly gold, which I actually really like, and then the orange is just kind of plain orange, but it does stand out. The ring is attached straight to this chest, so it won't fall out. I thought it'd be attached to the shoulders, but it's not. It's attached to the front of the chest. So as we move down, we see that there's like kind of like the same colors. I think that was on the Beerus model as well. And we have these kind of white and black like material coming out. Now, one thing I'm not a really big fan of, and I really wish this was a soft plastic, is this. It's all plastic and it just doesn't feel right. It feels really kind of weird. His arms are the same color, so you've got the same sort of joints in there. They're exactly the same, and then I think you can see it's just the sash that starts going around here. It is quite impressive. The figure does stand out quite well, but I don't know, I'm not a huge fan, considering I think these parts there, oh, this is also a hard plastic. This would, I think, would have been a lot better if this was just kind of a soft plastic. I think that would have blended well, and I think I would have been okay with it. As we kind of come down to the part, now these remind me of bowling shoes for some strange reason. The kind of the bottom part is that you can see like kind of where his ankles would be. I've not really seen that, but I'm guessing it's just a ball joint, but it does look like he's got ankles. I like this white and black. I think that's kind of very standoutish from the different color, and the color scheme's slightly different. Again, when we come down here, we see that this feels like drapes. So there's no articulation. It doesn't feel right, but it just looks like it's like a candle holder or something like that, and that's what they've molded it off. So when now we come and look at the back of the hair, I really like it, and it does stand out. You've got the kind of the curve at the end, just like a hook, but the way it's sculpted, I think it's actually one of the best hairs I've seen in a long time from this range. I really do actually like it. You can see that the halo comes all the way around, and then obviously just at the back you've got the shield, and then you've got the kind of gold line that leads down with the orange, and it looks absolutely fine. Now, I didn't mention before, but this here, this piece here is actually like a soft plastic, which I think they should have had at the bottom. One thing I've noticed, and it's just because of this this kind of like tapestry thing, whatever it is, this like kind of clothing, is it makes this look kind of off-centered when you look there, but when you move it out of the way, it looks absolutely fine, and it's maybe more coming off this way. This does bend, but I think it goes back into place, but it does look like it's kind of, this is a bit weird. And I have noticed that on the back, it feels like there's, it's, I don't know, like a sweat, like grease is on there, and also if you can see it just here, I'm actually really disappointed at the fact that it feels like they just pulled his arm off. Things were connected, like if you had a whole load of his arms just in a row, and they've just like tiny like snapped it off like you would do, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, hopefully. But I don't like the fact that that is like kind of blemished there, and again it's still there and there, there and there. I really don't like that, and I think this really lets the figure down. As we come down again, you see that there's the kind of ruffles. Well, it's not really ruffles, it looks like it's folds, like the costume can't move, it's meant to be perfect. At the bottom here we see more of his kind of feet, and again you don't really see the ball joints, but you do see like the kind of like the heel, which is black, and then the rest of the shoe is white. And again, it does remind me a lot of bowling shoes. Now, as we can do a stress test, one thing I don't understand, like, you can put his legs, they're able to bend his legs but you're not able to move it outside this, and I think that kind of like ruins the figure quite a bit. So let's have a look. You can move the legs like that. You can move the feet all around. You can do it like that. His arms bend, and again kind of restricted, like so, but his hand turns around like that, and again his hands move around. There's no articulation in the body, so you can't. Oh no, you can move him forward and back. Oh no, you can. I'm about to quite surprised. So that's the reason why it's soft plastic, so you can move it around. You're kind of very limited. And then with his hair, his head is kind of like on a roll. Do that, so you can turn it around, and there we go. As you know, with all the figures we get, you get multiple heads or faces. We have a look, so you just basically pull his head off like so. And the first one we're going to look at is his like ice cream head. Now we got his ice cream face. This is his really happy face, or the one where he goes like whoo, 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 you know what I mean. And then you got his eyebrows, which are kind of curved up. His eyes are closed and his mouth is open. There we go. See that his entire facial expression's changed. He's now looking that way. His eyes, you can see obviously the black and purple, and then you got his kind of like his eyebrow is raised up, like he's like thinking of a question, or like yeah, right, okay, and he's got that kind of smirk. Now, one thing I have noticed is when trying to change this, the ring, I'm very kind of skeptical. I don't want to force the head on. I don't want to do anything in case I might snap the ring, and I have noticed that along here they've not actually smoothed it out, and it just feels like they've just pulled off like an assembly line. I kind of wish that you could take this off properly. I don't think you can yet. If not, I've not found out how. But yeah, I'm kind of like skeptical on the kind of this basically. So this is what you get with Whis. I'm gonna have to hold the heads because they keep rolling about and they don't stand up properly. So you get there's two different faces. We've seen his staff, which was really cool. I really like this. And then we've got his kind of hands. Now you do get kind of a spoon hand, which looks absolutely fine. And as we look at the staff here, I really like this. I was wondering how they would have got that to stay in the middle, but it's kind of like a plastic, like there's like a thin like see-through plastic, which on camera you can't, it actually looks like it's just staying in the middle. I really like the fact that it's kind of gold and blue, and the gold really stands out. This is one thing that I'm glad that Whis comes with, because on his own I think it wouldn't be that impressive, but I can't wait to pose him with the staff. And there we go, Rangers, there is Whis. Now, I don't know what it is recently with the Dragon Ball Z Figuarts. It feels like, I don't know, to me it feels like they're not trying, they're not giving you a lot. And for something like this, like a web exclusive, something nice like an extra Beerus head where he's like eating ice cream, he's eating something, he's enjoying it, or you know, the same sort of thing where he can eat food rather than what we saw with the kind of like the yawn mouth. This would have been something really cool to actually have because it was a web exclusive, and they're always more expensive than say regular ones. One thing that I didn't like is on the back of his arms. It felt like they just literally put them all in one line, that they printed loads and then snapped them off, and they didn't sand it down, they didn't check it. Now again, I don't know how the web exclusive work. Is there a lot more than what we get, or is it just like X amount is made? I just feel kind of really about this, and considering, you know, again it is a web exclusive, I thought you could have got more. Now the figure is a nice one, don't get me wrong. It's really nice to actually have a new mold, a new sculpt. Happy days, thank you very much. But what I don't like is the fact that his legs are very restrictive. You've got ball joints that he can bend, he can do stuff, and I kind of wish that his lower part was made of a softer material so you can pose him in different ways rather than just the standing up way. You know, you can have him in different ways, whatever, just I'm a little bit disappointed. Would I collect this one? If you've got Beerus, I would collect him because they come as a set. But if you're just starting off and you're thinking, maybe pick it up because it will become a lot more expensive later on, so it's up to you. But apart from that, I'm not 100%, and I think I did turn around and say this might be my last Dragon Ball Z Figuart, depending if something comes out amazingly. Like, I'd pick up Black Goku and Yamcha and Tien when they come out, but apart from that, I don't think I'd collect any more Gokus or Vegetas, not unless it was Super Saiyan 3 and it was re-released, you know what I mean. But not unless I actually think, yeah, I want that, but apart from that, on this one. So Rangers, tell me, what do you think about this? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Would you collect this figure? Yes or no? Let me know down below. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out Yeah Games, all that lovely goodness. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.